Compassion is a word that appears everywhere, spoken lightly, shared often, yet rarely understood in its full depth. It sounds gentle, even simple, but its true meaning can be surprisingly challenging to grasp. Today, let's turn to a powerful story from Buddhist teachings, one that brings this idea to life in a way that lingers in the mind. It's a story that may quietly transform how you see others and yourself. The story centers on a man named Khandata. By any measure, Khandata lived a deeply harmful life. He was a notorious thief, known for cruelty and selfishness, leaving suffering in his wake wherever he went. Kindness and concern for others had little place in his world. When his life finally came to an end, the consequences of his actions caught up with him. He found himself cast into the depths of hell, a realm of relentless suffering, where he endured the results of the choices he had made. Day after day he remained there, bound by the weight of his past deeds, with no sign of relief in sight. One day, the Buddha was walking peacefully by the edge of a lotus pond in paradise. The lotus flowers were pristine white like perfect jewels, and a sweet fragrance filled the air. Through the crystal-clear water, the Buddha could see all the way down into the realms below, including the depths of hell. His gaze fell upon Khandata, who was struggling and suffering along with countless others. The Buddha remembered Khandata's life. It was a life filled with darkness, but the Buddha searched for even a single glimmer of goodness, and he found one. Just one. He recalled an incident when Khandata was walking through a forest. As he strode along, he was about to step on a tiny spider. But just as his foot was about to come down, he stopped. He thought to himself, "No, this spider is small, but it is a living being. I shouldn't take its life for no reason." And so he carefully stepped over the spider and continued on his way. This one, single act of mercy, this tiny spark of compassion in a lifetime of cruelty, was not overlooked by the Buddha. He decided to give Khandata a chance to escape his suffering. From the lotus pond, the Buddha took a single, delicate thread from a spider web spun by one of paradise's spiders. It was incredibly thin, but it shimmered with a silvery light. He lowered this single thread all the way down into the depths of hell, right to where Khandata was. Khandata looked up and saw the silver thread descending from the sky above. Hope surged through him. This was his chance, his only chance. He grabbed onto the thread with all his might and began to climb. The journey was long and exhausting, but the thought of escaping his torment gave him strength. He climbed and climbed, leaving the sea of suffering far below him. After a while, he paused to rest and looked down. He was shocked to see a long line of other souls from hell climbing up the thread behind him. As far as his eyes could see, countless others were following his lead, hoping to escape with him. A wave of anger and selfishness washed over Khandata. "Hey, this is my spider thread," he screamed. "Who told you that you could climb it? This is mine. Get off right now." He was furious that they were using his chance, his thread, to save themselves. He worried that the delicate thread would break under their combined weight. But the moment those selfish words left his mouth, the very instant his heart filled with that old familiar greed and lack of compassion, the spider thread snapped. It broke right where he was holding it, and Khandata, along with everyone below him, plunged back down into the darkness of hell. All that remained was the short, dangling end of the spider's thread, shimmering in the light of paradise. The Buddha, watching from the lotus pond, felt a sense of sadness. He saw that Khandata's selfishness, his inability to share his salvation with others, was the very thing that sealed his fate. Khandata had been given a chance not just to save himself, but to be the source of salvation for many. If he had embraced this opportunity with a compassionate heart, the thread, as fragile as it seemed, would have been strong enough to carry them all. But his selfish heart was his own undoing. This story teaches us a powerful lesson about compassion. True compassion isn't just about small, isolated acts of kindness, like sparing a spider. It's a state of being. It's about recognizing that our own liberation is tied to the liberation of all beings. The spider thread symbolizes hope and opportunity. It was strong enough to save everyone, but only if they were bound together by a shared sense of compassion, not separated by selfishness. Kandata's failure wasn't a lack of strength or opportunity, it was a failure of the heart. He saw the others not as fellow sufferers seeking relief, but as threats to his own escape. In trying to secure his salvation by excluding others, he lost it entirely. This reminds us that in our own lives we are often presented with our own spider threads. These might be opportunities to help someone, to share our resources, or simply to offer a kind word. When we act with a generous and open heart, we strengthen that thread not just for ourselves, but for everyone. When we hoard our blessings and push others away, we risk snapping the very connection that supports us. The Buddha's sadness was not one of judgment, but of sorrow for a missed opportunity. He saw the potential for greatness and salvation in Kandata, which was ultimately wasted due to a lack of compassion. It shows that compassion is not a transactional act, where we do good to get something in return. It is an expansive, unconditional quality that connects us all. It is the understanding that we are all in this together, and my well-being is intrinsically linked to yours. So the next time you have the chance to help someone, to share something you have, or to simply show a little kindness, think of Kandata and the spider's thread. Remember that true strength and true salvation are found not in climbing alone, but in helping others climb with you. Our collective compassion is what makes the thread strong enough for all of us. It's a philosophy that can truly transform our lives and the world around us. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this story with me today. I hope it gives you something to reflect on. If you found this story meaningful, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.